Well, Tomala Jashdele. Good evening, everyone. In case you may wondering what I just said or what kind of dress I am wearing, well, Jashdele is one of the most popular and common Tibetan greeting words. It literally means, I wish you healthy, wealthy, happy, good luck. May you achieve all of your aspirations. Yes, we're very hospitable people. And this dress is one of our traditional women's dress. We call it bugu or lhasa chuba. And different regions have a different chuba style, like the picture shows. Those are some representative of Canberra area or Lhasa areas. Unlike our women's dress, Tibetan men got to show off their legs with beautiful boots like this. Well, kind of impressive, huh? Just by seeing the picture, I think you can tell this is so different with Dutch culture, right? So you guys can probably imagine a little bit about when I was here first time. Saw the bridges like this, those Dutch bridges rising up in front of me. I was deeply shocked. But after I knowing the design and function of those bridges, I was deeply impressed. Then I start to think about it. Are we have any dedicated bridge like this back in Tibet? Well, it sadly turns out no, but I surprisingly find out that we're actually so good at building our own bridges, the bridges and connections to all the sentient beings and happy nature. Just like this picture shows, this is like this picture shows, we're pressing our forehead together. This is one of the highest expression of love and respect to another people in Tibet, regardless gender or age. And we believe that when we're pressing our forehead together, your sixth chakra is being known of holding by enlightenment and blessed by the lighting source. By the lighting, I sort of mean knowledge, which is ability and which is a knowledge to see and requires a lot of meditation practice and devotions to see. We will. Sorry, forgive me. When we're touching our forehead together, when we're touching the sixth chakra, we believe that it enables connections and closeness to emerge. A mutual understanding bridge instantly build up. We like to greeting people in this way, gently hold their head, pressing their forehead together, and this kind of connection can quickly build a mutual understanding bridges. I think the bridges in Tibet are just like this ritual. It was small, sometimes even invisible, but it was so important. It can tightly connected us with happy nature. We build bridges between heart to heart, mind to mind. Furthermore, I think this is also kind of answered why would some outsider picture Tibet as a big monastery populated with happy, mysterious monks and yogis doing meditations on the top of snow mountains. Well, I would say this is partially true though, since we're all pretty chill and kind of people, and we have the mindset and secret training to the compassion bridges, which I'm gonna share with you all later. But in here, I also would like to mention that I don't think I am skilled or wise enough to give a speech about Tibetan Buddhism or Vajrayana Buddhism. I would say I'm just a normal girl with a little bit lucky that learned a little bit bodhicitta and mindfulness because of my environment. But even just by that a little bit, I have benefited a lot. And by those kind of experience, always give me a very positive and happy mindset to deal with all negative emotions. As a lot of my friends say to me, you're high on life. Well, I take that, and I'm also quite capable of dealing all the unexpected things in life in a positively way. So I would like to talk to more people about my own feelings and experience. Hope that you can also get some Tibetan style inspiration for happiness. I grew up in a traditional household. I can still remember that when I was young, every morning when I wake up, my grandparents and my parents already finished all of their offering ritual and chanting the thousands times of sutra. And my grandpa was very happily ready to drop me off to school. And on our way to school, we will meet a lot of old people on the street who are doing prayers or chanting mantras. I was asked to slightly bow to them and greeting to everyone. When I passed by them, they will kindly say to me, "Qiren." Well, why would they say "Qiren" instead of goodbye? It's because of "Qiren" in Tibetan means "may you live a long life." We believe that being born as a human being and human body is the most precious things ever, because humans are the most easy to follow Buddha's footsteps to achieve the enlightenment. So we will sincerely wish you live a long life. May you have more time to do beneficial, meaningful things and accumulate merits. For me, such words are always being so inspiration and heartwarming. Even back then, I couldn't really understand the logic behind. But those daily things enables me to start every day with a very happy and positive energy. And the mindfulness bridges already built up by those simple sentences between us. Offering prayers such as prostration or chanting mantras is one of the most iconic and common street views of Tibet, like this. But I think a lot of people are just amazed by the devotion of Tibetan Buddhists without really understanding the logic behind. We are not kneel down for our own wishes. We are making aspirations of benefits and liberation for all the sentient beings. Meanwhile, we're trying to train our mind and heart to free from the ignorance and achieve peaceful and compassion. You can see our life attitude through some Tibetan sutras that Tibetan people often chanting. For example, like this Four Immeasurable Sutras. The Four Immeasurable Sutra is immeasurable love, immeasurable compassion, immeasurable joy, and immeasurable equanimity. And the meaning of those sutras is, may all sentient beings are happy and have cause of happy. May all sentient beings free from the cause of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separate from the supreme joy that is beyond all the suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and sorrow. Sutras like this were chanting many times a day since we were young. And some of us even will repeat them thousands of times. So you can probably imagine a little bit about that. We're really busy with praying for all sentient beings' welfare and benefits. We really have no time for worry and actions. And even sometimes when I personally get some angry about something or upset about someone, there is always a background voice told me that, come on, you just pray for him and all sentient beings this morning, isn't? What are you angry or pissed about? And why would you deduct your own merits? Then a very peaceful and whatever mentality rise up, which makes me barely feel any sad or jealous, angry, or any negative emotions. I was taught from a young age that I should try to not always think about me. I should reduce the self-centered attitude, and I should be more considerate and caring for others. Caring for others who might be your parents in the reincarnation. But according to contemporary point of view, you might be worried about my self-independence or low self-esteem or people-pleasure problems. But I actually find out I don't seem to be bothered by those problems. I actually really like this pattern of mindset. And this is who I am, and many other Tibetans too. So I think this is also why our society is so harmony. Even our economic it wasn't well developed, but we're rich in the sense that really matters. As I grow up, I gradually find out those thoughts were reflected on my mind and my actions. I wake up every day happily because I already have the most precious human body to do a lot of meaningful things. And the habits of praying for the all sentient beings gives me the tremendously appreciation and love for this world. And nothing could really make me unhappy. If even there are some unexpected accidents, I would tend to think, well, this is some necessarily consequences I have to deal with, I have to experience. So the only left sense is how should I do it properly and positively. However, I strongly believe that my style of happiness and the bridges to happiness does not rely on a certain condition like in Tibet. I strongly believe that as long as we train our mind and heart to learn compassion, you already start off building the bridges to the highest of happiness, compassion. To sum up, in the long life journey, we might find it difficult to build bridges, to build significant bridges like those Dutch bridges. But I believe as long as we practice, we can definitely build our own spiritual bridges to happiness, which does not rely on drugs or alcohol or money or achievement, but the way of thinking. This is ultimately an unlimited source of joyfulness and happiness. Last but not least, I would like to close my speech by sharing a quote from my personal favorite Dharma teacher, Avikyata Vajra Rinpoche. He says, liberation is not something that to be occurred, buzzwords, or figure out. It is to be realized here and now. So in here, I sincerely wish you all can step on the bridge of liberation and achieve all of your true happiness. Jashidele.
Thank you, Zhaxiyangzong.